Hi, hi everyone. I'm Nancy Marroquin. I'm a high school teacher. I've been teaching a 9th, 10th grades students. And as we all know, most teens today don't really like grammar. They don't like English. They like fast paced. They like games. They like TikTok, video games. What's that? There's a really popular game. I always forget the name. You know, my kids. Yes, Fortnite. And I have zero experience with coding. Like zero, none. I have a lots of experience with games, paper and pencil games in the classroom, or other little competitive games, Jeopardy, review games, bingo, that kind of trash kickball. But no coding. And I think it seems very interesting to be able to create a game for the students that allows them to have fun while they're still learning, and even better that they can even create their own games later on once they are used to the platform. It would not only keep them engaged but also help them like really learn while they're still learning what I'm trying to get them to learn, because they're utilizing it, not just listening to it and writing it down on a paper, taking a test, and it's over. So it's a deeper understanding that I hope to gain here for the kids, and a way to keep their engagement, keep their attention on the lessons. Yes. Absolutely.
Nancy is going to share her screen with us so that we can join her in coding her story, or her game, her grammar game in this case.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, let's see, where are we at? All right. So I logged into elementary.com. I created an account, a completely free account, by the way. So you want to try it out, you can sign up for a free account. Okay, so I'm going to start with I'm going to try to code a little bell ringer for the kids. You know those little grammar bell ringers? You give them a sentence, they fix it up. This really applies for all levels, from elementary to junior high to high school. These are skills that the kids really, really need to have. So reviewing them and adding new stuff as they get older is very easy to do. Okay, so I've started my story, right? I started my presentation. Okay, let's see. At title. Okay.
So are you on an iPad or?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I am on my iPad. This can also be laptops. I would work as well. I have not tried logging in on my cell phone, but I'm pretty sure it would work. It seems very the what's the name? The website seems very easy to follow. So
yeah, so you can.
I am on my iPad. Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, so you can use it on iPads, tablets, Chromebooks, laptops, desktops to create. You can only use the phone to read, simply because the screen is too small for you to create. So yeah, you have a lot of devices. It's just easier when you have a keyboard to be able to type. I don't really know how you can like type with the
I have a Bluetooth,
iPad.
I have a Bluetooth keyboard.
Ah,
I have a Bluetooth keyboard.
That's how you do it.
Yes. Yes. I do get, if it's just a small bit of typing, I don't mind. But when it's going to be a bit more, I bring out the Bluetooth keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay, so I duplicated the page because I like the background I put in the first one. I just changed the title to the top. So I can say, let's put in Monday here, because this is a daily bell ringer, and let's just do Mondays today. Or wait, what's today? Tuesday, right?
Yeah, today's Tuesday.
Let's do Tuesday's bell ringer. So bell ringer Tuesday.
The effects of quarantine.
Yeah, I am totally out of sync of what day we are, or what month. It's just okay. So let's see. You can create a sentence or get a sentence from. If you follow a textbook, you can easily grab a mentor sentence from a text your class is reading that week, and just sprinkle a few mistakes in there, or create your own if you prefer that. So I'm going to do a simple unit high level sentence for a compound sentence with the comma missing, but with the conjunction in there. So Tony loves to ride his bike. Oops. But he hates wind in his hair. All right, so this is a simple compound sentence, but it's missing the comma, so this will make it run on, and it's something I've noticed that a lot of students have problems with.
Yeah, even adults.
Yes, so we'll use this one. They'll have to fix the sentence. They'll have to put the comma in. So Tony loves to ride his bike, but he hates wind in his hair. That is going to be my sentence to fix. I'm just going to try to center it.
Yeah, you can also use the alignment. So you can do a text align center to make it align properly.
Okay. And this girl sort of kind of looks like me, way prettier, but she sort of looks. So I'm going to use her.
You can customize her also to give her different hair if you want.
Oh, that's awesome. But I'll leave her as she is for right now. She'll give instructions instead of, you can record your voice, right? I think you can record instructions in here.
Yep, you can record.
Through the sounds, there's the record voiceover, or you can add the music tracks, which is really, really awesome. It could totally be a video game style thing. So I'm going to have her give instructions right here. There is one mistake here. Can you find it? Okay, there we go. All right, and now if I want to make her do something, I go to the event graph, right? I'll right at the top where it said, you move to the top right underneath where it says where the website address is elementary.io, it says event graph, you click on that. And right here, this is your little coding page, which is super cool. I can't believe I'm in a coding page.
So Nancy is just so good at this. By the way, I didn't coach her at all, so this is all her. Like, she's just like, I'm going to teach you how to do this now. I'm like, this is great. I don't have to do anything here.
Okay, so I have the little girl. And I want her to look like she's talking. I'm not recording my voice yet. I don't really like the sound of my voice, so I just make her look like she's talking. Let's see, where is it? There was an animation thing here.
Animation's at the very top.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so animate. So I join, and this is really cool because when you click one, it tells you where you can go. I don't really like the sound of my other one pops up. So I want her to look like she's talking. Let's see, talk. And you see here, it's cry, idle, laugh, nervous, talk, or talk, nervous. That is super awesome. But I don't want her nervous because that will make my kids nervous. So just talk. And I don't want her talking forever because otherwise they'll just... So make it for 4 seconds. Talk for 4 seconds. And so here, if I want to preview, it'll totally show you what you've just done, which is...
He's not talking.
Uh-oh, I missed a step, didn't I?
Let's go back and debug, though.
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, when it starts, right?
Yeah.
When page starts, I forgot that. Okay, on page start. There we go. So I click this one and see it tells you where, it even tells you where it's supposed to go. So this is totally Like, you don't need experience in coding at all. It guides you. So I don't want a delay. As soon as the page starts, I want her to start talking, or to look like she's talking anyways. So let's see. And there she is. She's talking. She's even looks like she's breathing, which is amazing. And she only lasted 4 seconds, because that is a small sentence, right? There is one mistake here. Can you find it? You talk, that's 4 seconds, boom. Okay, let's see. Now, one super cool thing I found, and I swear, guys, this, like, I had never used this before until like yesterday. You can duplicate the page and your animation goes with you. The only thing I have to change now is like this, because I'm on the next page. But the animation is there already. If you go there, see, it's there. So you don't have to copy the same thing over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
You can just erase that one.
Yeah, you don't even need to erase it. You can just replace the
over
text.
it.
Yeah, you could just type over it. Just
yeah,
remove it.
I thought of that after, like,
You
as soon
deleted
as
it.
I clicked yes. I was like, oh man. Okay. Let's see. This is a so right here, I guess it's up to you how much help you want to give your students. If they're lower level kids, they're higher level kids, or they need scaffolding, you can tell them this is a compound sentence to give them a hint. Or you can say these are your tools and provide them, or these are your options, and provide them options on what to fix or what you'd like them to do. I'm going to go with these are your options and give a couple of little tools for them. And this search thing is beyond awesome, because look, you type in school and it gives you like tests, note paper. So I'm looking for a pencil and an eraser. Not scissors. Okay, let's go for pen then. Maybe not school. Pens. Here's a pen. Here's a pencil. Let's see. What is this? There you go. Pencil, and it's huge, so you just make it small. And eraser. Okay, this is like what they have in school, so I'll go with this one. So now under those, if again, depending on how much scaffolding you'd like to give your students, you can give them a little bit of help right here for adding punctuation. I move this one over here. I always grab the gray one.
Yeah, if you want to make it so you don't grab it, you can lock the box. So if you select the box and you click on lock, you won't be able to select it and move it anymore. So that's really helpful. Yeah. It's really helpful when you make templates for kids, especially if you want them to remix, because then you can create a template and just make certain parts editable and the other parts not editable, for example.
Like a virtual classroom, sort of, but a video game virtual classroom. That is awesome.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. All right. So here they're going to have the tools for adding punctuation and for erasing a word. Now, these are only 2 options. Of course, when they have a class assignment, they have many more, but we'll keep it simple for now. You can add as many options as you'd like, or put more than one mistake in your sentence. But as you go, that will be more stuff added to the coding. Now, on this one, since they're not doing anything here yet, I'm just providing them with their options. I don't really need to add any more coding.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to duplicate the page again. And there she is. Okay. So now on this page, and now I remember that I can just erase this and do it again. Okay. Drag and drop the correct tool. So I want them to move either the pencil or the eraser to where the mistake is. If do they need to add a punctuation or do they need to erase a word? Now, since this is the one I'm telling them, so now I'm going into the coding in the back and I'm going to add the pencil and the eraser. One is wrong and one is right. Okay, so for the pencil, I want them. Okay, it's not this one, it's this one.
So can you walk me through what?
Sorry?
Oh, so what are we trying to do here?
I'm trying, if they drag the pencil, it'll glow or flash or something, tell them it's correct. Okay. And move on to the next page.
Okay. So you want them to drag the pencil to a specific point, right?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
And if they drag the eraser, I'm hoping to make it so like it disappears or something to let them know, hey, it's wrong. It wasn't this one.
Great.
So on drag over once, I'm going to need this twice since I have two tools. And functions, let's see. Let's have the eraser fade out and play a sound effect for the pencil. That sound cool?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. All right, so this is the drag object. Oh, I forgot something. The targeted object, that will be the sentence.
Yeah, so actually you can make it much targeted, so they have to drag it on a specific part of the sentence, right?
Oh, okay, that would be great. How could I do that?
Okay, so I actually learned how to do this today, knowing that even though it's my platform, I should know how to do it, but
we're always learning. Always learning.
Yeah, I was like, how do I make it transparent? And then my co-founder was like, are you stupid? Like, how long have you been using this? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a hotspot. So you want to go to the layout side, and hotspot is kind of like the term that you use. So go to the layout side. You were there where you create your pictures and stuff. Right now you're on the event. Click on layout design.
Oh.
Yeah, stay here.
Okay.
Okay, so you can make your hotspot like a circle or a square. It doesn't really matter. What we care about is we need a shape.
I add a shape?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to be where you want the drag over to be. Okay, so obviously you don't want it to be green, right? So what you do is you go to the little teardrop. In the top you have lock. Yeah. So you go and you select the opacity and you bring it all the way down to 0.
Oh, that is awesome.
Okay, so what I suggest you do is for your sentence, you lock that in place. So you make your sentence a little bit bigger and then you lock your sentence. And this is just so that, so you just lock it in place.
There you go.
Yeah, so you lock it in place. So that way, if your hotspot disappears, you can still, if you have a mouse, you can still find it pretty easy and it won't like drag everything while you're moving it.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I just put, let me put color so I can see what it looks like. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I want them to bring the pencil kind of to this area.
Yeah.
So then I just make it all clear.
Yeah, you just make it all clear.
Okay. And then and then I have that as a targeted.
Yes, then you have
a target. Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, so you can make it much more targeted and they have to bring the pencil to the right spot. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
So that's the invisible circle.
Yeah, that's the invisible circle.
Okay, that is amazing. All right, so the pencil is the drag objects and the circle is the targeted objects. Okay, this is awesome.
Yeah, and you can even make it so that instead of, for example, the eraser, instead of the targeted object being the circle, it could be the eraser's, the targeted object is the entire sentence. So if it goes anywhere on the sentence, then it disappears because we don't really care about the eraser in this case, right?
Yes. Okay, so there we go. And then the condition. All right. See how like I click this and both arrows look large? It's like, hey, I can go to either one. So this is really very, very easy to do. All right, so I want the eraser to fade out because it's wrong. No direction, that's -S. The pencil, let's see, select the sound. It's not selecting the sound. Uh-oh.
So you have to first select the sound effect that you want. So to do that, you go back to Layout, where you design your page. You go to the Sound tab.
Sounds.
Yep, and then you can select a sound.
Let's see, sound effect. Okay, I've got a little of a brain thing right now. Percussion is the drums, right?
Yes, percussion is the drum.
Okay. Let's see. Which is the
So I think these ones are just more like if you were to create your own drum set. Maybe try. Do they have? I think they have like a jingle. Jingle, jingle, jingle somewhere.
Is it? Oh, jingle.
It might be called jingle. I don't know. Yeah, jingles. Try jingles.
Let's see. That's scary.
That's loud.
Well, I'll go with 11. That sounds kind of okay. So I click the add button?
Yeah, you just click the add button.
Okay. All right. And then I go to the event graph and select. Oh, okay. All right. Now let's try it out.
So, yeah. Okay, we'll try it out.
Okay, let's see. So the girl's talking. I tried to erase and I missed a step.
Try the punctuation now. Try the pencil.
The sound is playing.
Yep. So one of them works and the other one doesn't. Let's go back to the code.
Oh, here we go. Bam.
Yeah, so we need to
select which object we want to fade.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Let's see. All right, so let's try the eraser. I'm still missing something. No. Oh, no, this one works though. I can barely hear the music, but from your comment earlier, I think you guys can hear it much better than me.
Yeah, I can hear it pretty loud. It's good on my end, I think.
I can barely hear it, so maybe all the sound is going over there instead of here.
Could be.
Right. Okay, what am I missing with the eraser? Okay, so image 1 is a dragged object, and I want it to fade out on drag over 1, so the targeted object.
Yeah, so maybe try fading out something else, not the...
Is it because I locked it?
I think it might be because you're holding on to it. I'm not really sure. Try fading out maybe the sentence instead, just for fun.
Okay. How do I...
So you can select the line, and then you can delete the line also.
Oh. Oh, cool. Okay. So let's try fading out the sentence then. Preview. Even then, this is pretty fun troubleshooting because you're still playing while you're doing this. No.
Interesting. So exit out. So exit out. Can you maybe add another speech bubble? Let's try that. This
Sure.
might be a bug on our end that we have to fix, and gonna be good because you can be my little bug fixer or bug
Yay!
tester. So yeah,
Okay.
so you could say like not quite or something like that. Yeah. So get rid of the line between. Yeah, and then take instead the new speech bubble that we just added and connect that to the fade.
Right here?
Yeah, try that.
All right.
So let's try that and see if that would work. Maybe it's because there's 2 on a page. I'm not really sure.
Maybe, I think maybe, let me unlock. Can you unlock? Yes. I think maybe it's because it was locked. Let's see.
No, I think it might be because there's 2 on a page. I'll have to double check that and troubleshoot that. So.
All right, so let me take that out.
Yeah, just take it out for now. It'll be fixed tomorrow probably. So we just need to get through all the little kinks and stuff. So.
All right. Is it try to do too much too soon? Don't do that, guys. Take it one step at a time. Always.
No, if you have any problems, then you just need to contact us so we can fix it. The difficult thing is when we are a very tiny team of 2 people, we can't code and talk and test everything
at the same time.
Everything at the same time. Yeah.
All right, the music's playing?
Yep, the music's playing. It plays just perfectly.
Awesome. So instead of drag and drop, the correct tool is drag. Why? And my keyboard stopped working too. That is awesome. Oh, there we go. I think. Yes. Okay. Drag and drop the pencil then. Since the pencil to the correct spot. There we go. Drag and drop the pencil to the correct spot. And that is a huge one, so let's make it a little bit smaller. There we go. So then they'll move the pencil to where they need to go. And oops, what did I do? I didn't duplicate. Okay.
Yeah, and so when you duplicate the page, all the code stays the same. The only thing you would have to change is just the sentence and where the circle is supposed to be. Also, if you want to do multiple activities on one story.
All right, so great job. You found the spots.
Yeah.
And yay, they corrected their compound sentence by adding a comma. And of course, now since this is the correct page, you could add a comma yourself so it looks like they did it in the previous page.
Yeah, perfect. And so let's go back to the previous page where they do the activity. And if you go back to event graph, what we can do is we can maybe have a button appear that only appears when they get it right, for example.
Okay, how would I do that?
Okay, so you go to layout design. And the first thing we're gonna do is add a button. So a button is inside widgets. You go to widgets at the bottom.
Widgets.
Yep. So you select the button. And then you can, I don't know, put it somewhere and say like, great job or something like that. It doesn't really matter too much. But basically this will make it so then the student, when they get it right, they'll be able to navigate to the next page.
Okay.
Okay,
so
great.
I added.
Yeah.
And then
so now we
go to the.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes, we have to go to the event graph to code. So great. So what we want to do now is if it's right, play the jingle and fade in the button.
All right, so I know I need the button. I need to fade in something.
Yep.
So, oops.
It should be at the top, I believe. Fade.
Ah.
Well, you also need go to page at some point, but fade.
Okay.
Yeah. You could just grab it right now.
There
Go to
we go.
page. And you could also grab lock navigation later on. We could do that later on. So basically on drag over, we're going to play the sound effect, and you can choose to fade it in after the sound effect or at the same time. It's up to you. How do you want to fade it in?
After the sound effect is fine.
Okay, so you're going to just connect. Yep.
Connect.
Yep.
Fade in this one?
Yep, fade in that one. So great. And then now you're going to make it so when you click on the button, you're going to go to a page. Or you can just go to a page directly. Doesn't matter. But if you do that, then you should just get rid of your button because there's no need for a button then.
Oh.
But you can automatically just make them go to another page. That's another option. So it's like it auto navigates.
All right, so how do I make them clicking the button go to another page?
So you're going to need an event and
unclick once?
Yep, on-click once works just fine.
Hey.
So you're going to do button, on-click, then go to page, and then you're going to select the page you want to go to. Great.
And click go to page 7. And there was a lock navigation you mentioned?
Yeah.
What was that?
So basically, when you enter this game mode, right, you don't want students to be able to go to the last page, the finish end, without completing the activity, right? So you can make it so they can't navigate unless they finish the activity. To do that, you just grab the two functions, lock navigation left and lock navigation right. So that basically just means they can't swipe left, they can't swipe right, they can't use the arrow keys, they can't use the normal navigation that the stories on Elementary have. And you just set that on page start. So on page start, you're gonna lock the navigation. So you can use the same, one, or you can use a new one. It doesn't matter. So yeah, great.
There we go.
Okay, so you can try it out, and you can try swiping to try to navigate.
Let's see. And it doesn't work. Y'all can see me, but I am totally clicking the arrows to swipe pages, and it's not working.
Yeah, great. So then...
Great job.
And now you can click on it.
And it goes to the next page, which is blank.
Oh, I think it's because you have a blank page between the two. Is it?
I put page 7. It's supposed to be page 6. Page 7 is blank. I haven't done it. All right, let's try this again. My bad. Okay, so here we are. Exercise area. Lady's talking. She stops talking. I can grab a pencil. Damn. Great job. And there we go.
So that's a very basic example with one on drag over. I'm sorry that I don't know why having 2 on drag overs isn't really working too much. I will investigate that and we will fix that shortly. So yeah, I don't know if you have any questions at this time. I think we did a lot of code in a very short amount of time, but you were a superstar. You were just like, it's like this and like this.
I'm so sorry if I took over your show.
No problem. I like it because I'm just like, okay, go Nancy.
This is an awesome site. It's really awesome. Like yesterday was the first time I opened it up. I'm like, hey, let me look at this because I'm going to be talking about this, you know? And it is very intuitive, very easy. Like, yes, there were a couple snags that like, oh, wait, how do I do this? But even if you hadn't been helping me, I like to think I would have figured it out because it's all there. Everything's here. It's very easy to see how the things go together to figure out what you can do and what you can't do. So you can make it as pretty up, like the first couple of pages, say there with a pretty background, or you can make it simple, gray and white.
Mhm.
It's an amazing site, honestly. And I think that if I were to give this to my kids and like, hey guys, you know what? For this unit, you're going to be creating a video game based on the topic we're learning. I think they would love it because they're creating a video game. And one thing I learned, a
Mhm.
little hint, is that Elementary uses the same type of coding that Fortnite does. So if you give that to the kids, you tell them that, hey guys, this site that you're gonna be using to create your video game, it uses some of the same type of coding that Fortnite does. They're going to be like, oh wow, I really want to try it out, even if it's academic and not so much as, you know, shooting guns or whatever it is, it's dancing, whatever it is they do in Fortnite.
Dancing.
Because I've seen them some crazy dances, and they say they're for Fortnite. So I'm like, I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it. So, okay, dancing or shooting or both. I don't know, but it's a video game that they like.
Yeah, I've noticed that like this sort of, because this is really like a point and click game. So if you're like, we're going to talk about virtual escape rooms really quickly, and virtual escape rooms or escape rooms in general were a point and click game before, which means like literally the game is based upon you clicking things or you dragging things over, and just having students be able to create their own game, I think is just it's just so much easier for you as a teacher, because you can be like, here are my requirements of what I want in the story. I want, you know, at least 5 sentences that have different, let's say 5 different mistakes in them, and I want it to be coded properly so that way we can share it with you know, your classmates and they can play with it. So it allows them to just like take control over their learning, and at the same time giving you less stress over having to figure everything out and getting them engaged and things like that. So,
and it's also fun for the teachers too, you know, because hey, you get to create a fun lessons that you know your kids are going to enjoy, and they're still learning. Because there's been lots of research done too, and when kids play games, like a lot of elementary classrooms, they learn the subject matter better. Like, how many of you can tell me how many planets there are? Or can you sing the multiplication tables? And most people can, because they learned it as a game when children. And it's just, games allow the learning to move from short-term memory to long-term memory, and it really, really benefits these kids because these are skills that they need. However much they say, oh, I'm never going to use this in my life, they need comprehension, they need basic math skills, they need basic science skills, because hey, we're all in this right now because people don't have basic science skills, right? Like, you're going to get sick if you do this and that, and people are like, oh no, it's not true. Well, basic science. And it's an education they need, and they don't see how they need it. But in playing games, it really, really helps them out, because it's going to move into their long-term memory. They're going to get it. They're going to comprehend it at a much deeper level than just doing worksheets or listening to the teacher.
yeah, well, you literally said it all. So go Nancy, hands up in the air.
Should I stop sharing my screen?
You can stop sharing your screen. We could just go back to chatting, and then we can talk about maybe some other ideas that you can see your students do in the classroom at a high school level, because so many of the teachers that I talk to are
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's I have been compared to an elementary teacher because I love using games in my classroom. It's a very colorful classroom, and I have I love group work, which sadly we can't do much of this year. But I do love games. I have done virtual escape, not virtual, sorry. I have done escape rooms in the classroom. I do Jeopardy every time a big test is coming up, bingo. There's all sorts of games. But this would be a new type, a new step in gaming for kids. And I think it's really going to be very, very helpful. It's using technology, which the kids love to do. And it's also got content. The teacher inputs the content, or the kids input the content if it's going to be something that's student created. And on that sense, student created games are also great. There's this little project that I learned from another teacher, and I did it once, and it was awesome. Unfortunately, it was closed 2 years before the school closed, so I haven't had time to do it again. But the kids created their own board games based on the unit we're studying, and they get so into it. They try to make it complicated because they know their game is going to another class, so they try to make it like complex and like give trick answers and try to trip each other up. And they get really into it. They're like, miss, does this mean this, or can it also mean this? And what's the secondary meaning to this? And like questions they normally wouldn't ask, they get into it. They're high school kids, yes, but they're still kids. They still like to play. And it's something that's, I know, right? And it's something that really, really benefits them a lot. And not many people take advantage of it. I know science and math classes have more of an opportunity for that because, numbers and science, they're like facts, not so much open to interpretation, like theories, laws, equations. English, a lot of teachers think, oh, it's so much harder in English because, you have to figure out what the author means. It can mean this or that, but you can still make it as a game. It's still very, very possible to gamify an English classroom. And in using these, it's also connecting like cross content, which admin always loves because you have coding in the English class. Like, who would have ever thought? Who would ever thought that? Coding and grammar. Who would have thought of that? And now it's perfectly possible with elementary. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. More lower level, yes. And you can also bring in symbolism and allegory and metaphors and all of that. Um, I'm a bit old school. So there was a snakes and ladders type, and there was a Monopoly type game. The Monopoly one they didn't quite finish because they tried to get too into it, so it was so detailed and so many levels, and it was just like, okay, guys, the 6 weeks are about to end. Come on, finish. Just turn in what you have. That's good. You're like, you're getting your grade. Don't worry about it. You did already. That was kind of like that could have been a semester exam. That Monopoly game, the way they were going. So I'm like, you know what? You've got your score. Yes, yeah. But one that was completely finished was the snakes and ladders sort of thing, which seems very simple, but I like it because I liked playing snakes and ladders, and it was very neat. They came up with all sorts. There was from the simple bingos to there was a Cluedo one that had a great concept, but they got a little bit mixed up in how they did it. There was one of them tried to do a mini escape game, which was simply awesome, but not really doable. In mini format, again, they tried to do too much on it. It was like, it's something simple, guys, something you can turn in. That's it. Don't try to like break your classmates' heads, just a review. But they get very competitive. Like, but we're the best class, miss, right? We're the best class. So, because it was going to be a competition between classes, they really wanted to trip up their classmates. So it was like, keep it simple, guys. It was fun. It was fun. It did take quite some time. And of course, then there's some kids who could only work on it at school, and some who could work on it at home and went all out. But I had this one girl who actually went and bought a blank board game thing. I didn't know they sold those. Apparently, they do. And she like hand painted the little things and got little Monopoly things, and it was just like, wow. It's still in my classroom. I haven't seen it in such a long time. But
this with you so you can take a look. Basically, so you won't be able to, I think, hear the sound on your end, but you'll see that they have like little input fields, and what you can do is you can put in, the negative noun, positives, and in this case, this is a reverse poem. So it's a poem that line by line reads, from front to back and then back to front. So it's a bit confusing.
Oh, that's
kind of like a palindrome, but like in poem form, sentence by sentence or line by line.
That's awesome.
So she goes through, and I don't know if you can hear it.
I am a loser, and I refuse to believe that trust is pure. I realize this may be a shock, but we are better together is a lie.
All the sound is going over
in
to
30
your
years,
computer.
I will tell my
Like,
child
when I was
that
playing
I have
mine, you could hear it, but I could barely hear it.
Hate
So.
is more important than love. I tell you this because once upon a time, peace is possible, but this will not be true in my era. Hate is all around. Experts tell me liars spread hate. I do not conclude that love conquers all. In the future, war is the only way. No longer can it be said that the truth will set us free. It will be.
So it's a really interesting activity and a template. So
Yeah. And for the ESL classes, they can do their verb tenses. They can do like all those that are kind of tricky, especially for someone who's learning English. They can do it in a little poem game format. Yeah, logical thinking. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even history classes. I think history and English are the ones that are most often thought of as the boring ones because they're not STEAM. But they totally can work with this. Absolutely. Mm. That's yeah. In the schools I've been in, they're mid-sized. So maximum, I've had 135 students. Uh, yeah, the schools I've been in have been mid-sized. I've heard that there are high schools that have over 4,000 students per grade level. So I've never seen one of those in my area, but I know they exist. But mine's is a small school. We barely have 1,018 students. Oh, no, even this, it's a small school comparatively, but like my school that I graduated from, we were 360 students total. Yeah, my graduating class was 64 students, and we all knew each other. But this one, this is the school I'm at right now. It's the smallest of the ones I've been in since I started working, and we're barely at 1,000 something, 1,018, somewhere around there. So we're kind of small. Big. Yeah. Yes, there's more attention to the students, more help where they need it, less kids falling through the cracks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's actually why I started using games in the classroom, because I wanted my kids to want to come to class. And I am happy to say that in the last 2 years, I've had like 0 skippers in my class. So like, yay. Not at all. It was great. Thank you for inviting me. It was very fun to create one like this. It was really. I loved it. I loved it. I am definitely getting a plan for this year. Yeah. Fun days. We got it.
Tout ce qui compte pour vous existe après Leclerc. On parle rentrée des classes et bâton de colle.
Et oui, cette saison, du 4 août au 5 septembre, Leclerc propose un lot de 9 bâtons de colle UU de 8 grammes.
Hey.